women do not provide their sexual services for free, whether they are prostitutes or otherwise, whether they're official prostitutes or unofficial prostitutes. And in many cases, you have to pay, it's almost like a settlement. You have to pay women to get lost. Women assume they're going to be able to cling to you like lint. And if you want to get rid of them, you have to give them money. I can't tell you how many women expected to get money after I broke up with them, whether they were married to me or not. I mean, one woman just blatantly asked me for $150,000. I'm not making this up. I'm dead serious. I'm as serious as a heart attack, which is what I almost had when she asked me. Can you believe that? She said she needed $150,000 to buy a condo. And her attitude was, well, you know, we've been together now for almost 3 years, so, you know, you can't just leave me with nothing. You're going to leave me with nothing. It's like, darling, you have hopefully your self-esteem intact. Hopefully you have your dignity intact, but once I give you $150,000, you may have $150,000, but you will have sold your dignity. And I'd be a moron for giving it to you. Oh, she threatened me with palimony, and she threatened me with, embarrassing me somehow. I don't know what she could say about me that I haven't already said about myself. And I'm sure if there was something, she would have already said it. But can you imagine that? I mean, I don't know how many of you have $150,000, but can you imagine being in a relationship with a chick and when it's over, by the way, most of the time was spent saying, no, I'm not buying you a handbag. No, I'm not buying you a Range Rover. No, I'm not buying houses so you can paint them and flip them. No, I'm not making this stuff up. This is the stuff she was every day. It was like the beginning. Remember when TV stations used to sign on in the morning? It was the beginning of a new broadcast day. Every morning I would wake up facing another day of requests or demands for something that cost money. And it was like having a 12-year-old teenage daughter. You had to keep saying, no, no, not giving you that. No, not buying that. No, not going to do that. No, not going to travel to that country. No, 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 no. But in essence, it's the same thing that the letter writer, Dwayne, is saying. That when you're done with a woman, you just want to be done with her. And as much as women like to talk about love, how many of them will go away quietly for money? Pay them to go away. It's like a settlement, whether or not you're married to them. They want something out of the deal. They want the car they're driving. They want cash. They want the furniture the two of you bought together, or maybe furniture that you own, or other items. How many times have you broken up with a woman and she wants to take things from your house? She either tries to do it in a friendly way or she steals stuff from you. Women must be paid to go away. And that kind of explains prostitution. It's all right there on the table. A woman will have sex with you and go away if you will pay her the fee. Otherwise, they hang on you like a lead balloon. Does anybody have a comment about this? Do you think that that women deserve to be paid when they're done? Do you think it makes sense? For some people, this might be a revelation. Have you ever thought about this? When women leave, they want money. Have you had a woman like that? I told you, one woman wanted $150,000. She said she needed it to buy a condo. Why in the world should I be buying you a condo? Because you're moving out? Why don't you do what other women your age who make as little money as you do? They get apartments. Or they get an apartment with a roommate. Why should I be buying you a condominium? And, of course, the unspoken answer is because you've been having sex with me for the past few years. And therefore, you owe me. Am I all that far off?
All right, listen up. Modern women are finally waking up to the ultimate truth, and it's about time. The dating world has shifted, the old games aren't working anymore, and men have started playing by a whole new set of rules. If you're tired of the double standards, of the nonsense, and want to get the real story on what's happening out there, you're in the right place. But before we dive into this, hit that like button, subscribe, and don't forget to ring that bell notification so you never miss a drop of the real talk. Let's break down exactly what this new reality means for modern women and men alike.
And you think the money that you make from that translates to any sort of intelligence or skill?
I have a degree.
A degree in what?
Philosophy. I could go onto grad school and become a lawyer if I wanted.
That's a good point. You could have become a very well-respected lawyer, had a good career. What do you think your kids are going to think when they said, oh, my mom had two options? They could have been a philosopher and a lawyer who made a lot of money, but they decided to be an online for 2 years. And then when they got ugly, now nobody wants to hire them anymore because they ruined their name.
Let me break it down for you. Women need to understand that you can't keep telling a group of people, especially men, that they owe you everything while you offer nothing in return. You can't go through life doing whatever you please, causing pain, refusing to contribute, and acting like you owe them nothing no matter what they do for you. Meanwhile, you throw out a long list of demands and conditions, expecting men to meet every one of them. Here's the reality. No one's going for this anymore. If you're offering a terrible deal where the other person gets little to nothing while putting themselves at risk, you're not going to get what you want. It's common sense, and this doesn't just apply to women. This is for everyone. If you want respect and love, you have to be respectable and give love. It's a two-way street. If you've turned yourself into someone who's unrespectable, someone who has no positive energy, no love to offer, then it's over. You don't get to demand things you've made yourself incapable of giving. There are actions, behaviors, and choices that you can't recover from, things that will tarnish your reputation forever. And here's the kicker. Everyone has the right to reject you for any reason they see fit. You don't get to reprogram anyone's mind to accept your toxic behavior. Nobody does. You want to be loved and respected? Earn it. Plain and simple.
We do need men, though. We do.
We don't need them.
We do.
No, because they're lesbians.
Who do you call to get your car fixed? A man or a woman? Your toilet breaks down. Who do you call?
So I fix my own car. I can do. I'm motor mechanics.
Your power supply. Who runs it? Who runs the infrastructure of society? Men or women?
Oh, at the moment, men. Obviously, because of patriarchy. Because of patriarchy.
Oh no.
But
let me give it to you straight. Modern women say they don't need a man, yet they depend on men for everything. Whether it's boyfriends, lovers, or sugar daddies, that's the reality today, and it's plain and simple. Men are fed up with these modern women who've set unrealistic standards, making even a simple date a nightmare. The standards are so high that men are looking elsewhere, literally. What's happening? Women are slowly realizing that men are finding better, more feminine women in places like the Philippines, Thailand, and Eastern Europe. These women are wife material, unlike the impossible-to-please Western women. There's a reason why we've got communities of guys called the passport bros. Western women have a never-ending list of demands that no man can live up to. And here's the irony. When it comes to their Chads and Tyrones, all those high standards fly right out the window. One night with these guys, and that long list of must-haves suddenly disappears. It's a joke, and men are waking up to it.
I just saw a video, and I'm going to be really vague about it, because I don't want to hurt the specific person's feelings, but I do want to make a bunch of people aware. Saw a video, a girl has been on several dates and keeps getting ghosted or left at the place that she's at, or just completely like they'll show up, she'll see them, and then they walk away. This girl is a big girl. It's just the truth. She's a very big girl. And the way she's going about the videos is that she's talking about these men not being good because she's dating in 2024, and 2024 dating is so, and she's being sarcastic, and she's like, this is so much fun because like getting ghosted for a bunch of times in a row isn't ideal, and she's like blaming it on like 2024 dating because that's all everyone's posting about is like how dating sucks in 2024. But a harsh like shit show reality is that if you are searching for someone to love you while you are in a stage of your life where you don't feel much love for yourself, hence like taking care of yourself, losing weight, trying to be healthier. You are only going to be searching for people and finding people for the purpose of getting validation from them and trying to see that they love you so that you can love yourself. Like it gives, you're searching for that love through them. And that's a lot of pressure to put on somebody. It's a lot of pressure to put on 2024 dating as a whole. The harsh reality is that if you don't start to do something to help yourself and make yourself feel proud of yourself, and even if it's just working towards it and dating while you work towards it, you won't be successful in finding someone who loves you for you, and you won't be loving them for them, because you'll be only loving them because the idea of someone loving you will give you a purpose. And that's just the truth. And I hope that nobody takes this video the wrong way. I'm sure some people will. But all in all, if I can help someone realize before it's too late, before you've hit a threshold or before you've started to hit menopause and it's way harder to lose weight, I hope that this reaches those people who are open-minded to the idea that, wow, like, I did need something to like wake me up and be like, oh, like I still have fucking time. You still have time. And maybe once you get over that bridge of like starting to lose the weight or starting to be healthier, maybe you won't even need these guys. You won't even need the love of those guys, because the love that you're going to feel for yourself is going to be so nourishing and refreshing and so new to you that you're gonna be like, what the fuck was I living without for this long? But I love you guys. That's all.
Body positivity is about becoming the best version of yourself physically and mentally. It's not an excuse to live an unhealthy lifestyle or to deceive others. No man wants a partner who's committed to a lifestyle that's harmful to them in the long run. Here's the harsh truth. If you're constantly getting ghosted or stood up, there's something about yourself you're not being truthful about. You're catfishing these men, plain and simple. Men want authenticity. If you're not presenting your true self on these apps, whether it's your looks, your interests, or your lifestyle, and then get upset when they react negatively upon meeting you, that's on you, not them. Body positivity doesn't mean you get a free pass to mislead people. It means embracing who you are and working towards being healthier, both physically and mentally. Stop blaming men for their reactions when you're not being honest. If you're not truthful about your appearance or lifestyle, what do you expect when the truth comes out? This catfishing behavior is not only unfair, but it also builds mistrust and disappointment. If you want real, genuine connections, be real and genuine yourself. Show your true self from the beginning. Be upfront about who you are and what you look like. Men appreciate honesty and will respect you far more if you're transparent from the start. Instead of blaming men for ghosting you, take a hard look at what you're putting out there. Are you being authentic, or are you hiding behind filters and false narratives? If not, it's time to take responsibility and make a change. Authenticity is key if you want to build a meaningful and lasting relationship. The problem isn't with men, it's in how you're presenting yourself. Stop playing the blame game and start being truthful with yourself and the men you're trying to connect with.
Our society male-dominated.
The fact that the vast majority of wealth is owned by men, the vast majority of capital is owned by men. Women do more unpaid labor.
Very tiny proportion of men, and a huge proportion of people who are seriously disaffected are men. Most people in prison are men. Most people who are on the street are men. Most victims of violent crime are men. Most people who commit suicide are men. Most people in wars are men. People who do worse in school are men. It's like, where's the dominance here precisely? What you're doing is you're taking a tiny substrata of hyper-successful men and using that to represent the entire structure of the...
All right, let's break this down, because this is the reality a lot of men are waking up to. Modern women have had their hackles up for years, making decisions based on a constant struggle with men in their heads. Meanwhile, men like me have had to come to terms with the fact that women consistently disappoint. I grew up idolizing women, thinking I needed one to be happy, but as soon as I took off those rose-colored glasses, I saw the truth. Relationships today are one-sided. Women have painted themselves into a corner with their narcissism and unwillingness to take accountability. They want everything but give nothing, leaving men to give and give, only to be criticized and told they're not enough. That's not a partnership, that's a trap. If you're lucky enough to find a decent, respectable woman, then yes, protect her, provide for her, and build something together. But don't let these feminist, woke women derail your path to greatness. They'll lead you nowhere but down. It's no different than seeking a better job. There's no shame in looking elsewhere for a woman who values you. That's why so many men are now part of the passport broers movement, finding women in places like the Philippines and Eastern Europe, where traditional values still mean something. Here's where modern women mess up. Their ideology works great when they're young, from their teens to their mid-20s. They focus on their careers, avoid settling down, and think they can have it all. But when they realize they want a family, that same ideology starts working against them. They can't have everything. And that's when they start blaming men for their own choices. It's laughable, really. American women blame men for everything. And the moment they find out guys are leaving to find better, more traditional women overseas, they lose it. They call these men losers, desperate. Meanwhile, these men are looking for partners who are feminine, loyal, and share moral values. It's not desperation, it's wisdom. Western women think the women in the East are repressed, but they have no clue. Eastern women are educated, they're strong, and they know how to be feminine while still being powerful. It's just that American women have lost all moral credibility, and no amount of surgeries or fake confidence can fix that. They've forgotten that a woman's true beauty comes from the inside, not just what's on the outside. Men just want appreciation for their hard work, not to be used or exploited. So I'm telling you, live free, live smart, and don't get tied down to someone who's only going to take advantage of your efforts. The dating scene as we knew it is dead. It's all transactional now, give and take, barter and trade. And men are tired of jumping through hoops just to get a seat at the table. The truth is, modern women treat the men they think are beneath them like garbage, while they bow down to the men they see as high value. And once they think they've become your equal, they'll tear you down to boost their own egos. That's the raw nature of how it works now. They've rejected traditional roles where men lead and women follow, thinking that being feminine is oppression. Instead, they try to dominate men by adopting masculine traits, and when things don't go their way, they want the whole equation to fix itself. But here's the kicker. Women aren't programmed to live out their old age alone. That's why at the end of the day they're looking for a man to cushion them financially. They don't want to end up in a nursing home. They want someone to lean on when life gets tough. So, men, be warned, be smart, and don't get played by someone who's only thinking about themselves.